I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to check our other videos at theDove.us.
Okay, welcome back, and what a delight to have with us today Ed Broal. He wears many hats. He's a negotiator, political commentator, keynote speaker. He's an actor, and he's an author of a book that's pretty interesting entitled "In Lies We Trust: How Politicians and the Media Are Deceiving the American Public." Now, there's a picture of the book on the screen. I'm sure you can check it out at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and take a look at it. Ed, good to see you. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing just great. Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you. Well, what provoked you to take this one on?
Well, you remember the movie Network where he said, "I'm mad as hell and I don't want to take it anymore"? That's how I feel about the political scene. I'm just angry at being lied to by everybody.
Well, you know, we've come to accept lies like oxygen.
That's right. Pretty sad state of affairs.
Yeah. Are these lies deliberate?
Yes, I think they are absolutely deliberate. All the evidence indicates that they are deliberate.
Of all the lies, which is the one that's the most dangerous that's being perpetrated upon us today?
Well, I think the most dangerous one is the lie that terrorism is not Islamic in nature. The president, for some reason, refuses to use the term Islamic terrorism. And it's preventing us from mounting an intelligent response to a very dangerous situation.
Why do you think, Ed, the president refuses to say that? There's a lot of speculation, but what do you think the reason is?
Well, I agree. There's a lot of speculation. I wish I knew. I prefer not to speculate myself. I just find it very strange, and it's hurting the country. And you know, if you can't say who the enemy is and define what the enemy is, how can you respond? You can't fight the enemy when you say there is no enemy.
Whether you're for or against Trump, it really isn't the issue, but he has capitalized on this. He basically is calling out ISIS for what it is, and he is doing a major political stance on national security. What do you think about it?
I think a lot about it. I think he's the only one who is willing to say this is what it is. It's Islamic terrorism, and we need to mount a response. So I give him credit for that.
You know, the other thing about this is so interesting is that we've come to almost expect lies from politicians. So the term statesmanship doesn't seem to apply to many people these days. And now we're watching one of the biggest culmination of lies ever perpetrated on the American people with the Clinton campaign. And yet, people are going to vote for. It's mind-boggling. How do you look at it?
Well, I agree with you. I think it's mind-boggling also. I think there's a preponderance of evidence that indicates that Hillary Clinton and her husband are the two biggest crooks in politics that we've ever seen. But people don't think. They don't want to think. They don't want to take the trouble to find out what's really going on. And that's why I wrote this book. I want people to read In Lies We Trust so they can find out the truth of what's going on and what the issues really are.
By the way, again, it's In Lies We Trust, how politicians and the media are deceiving the American public, and there's a picture of it there on the screen. I encourage you to check it out at Barnes & Noble or Amazon. Let's go to the media for a moment. The media is certainly complicit in all of this. In fact, very blatantly so. And the American people are buying it. In fact, I don't even call it news reporting. It's opinion making. And they're getting away with it.
Yes.
Why? Why do you think that's happening?
They're getting away with it because they can. There was a case in Florida where some people sued one of the networks. They said they're lying, and they claimed that it was against the law. The court ruled that it's not against the law, that the media can lie if they are so disposed. And since all the media have their own agendas, they're going to push those agendas. Now, it used to be that when you read the first page, let's say of the New York Times, if you read the first page, it was all facts, it was all news. But now they throw in opinion on the first page. So it's very misleading.
We've seen some of the major anchors of networks fall because of lying, but that doesn't seem to change things.
No, it's amazing. It doesn't. It just keeps going on. I think that it's very important for each of us to learn how to be very, very discriminating in what we accept. Frankly, I don't believe anything that I hear or see. I have to vet it. I want to do my own research. And for people who don't want to do the research, they should read my book, because I've done the research and they can see what the facts are by reading In Lies We Trust.
You know, the other thing is this, I listen to a lot of radio because I'm in broadcasting and all that, but it seems that cynicism is giving lying a pass.
Cynicism?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Well, we've become so cynical about lying and about being told nonsense, and we complain about it, but we're not really doing anything about it. Therefore, we're kind of giving it a pass. It just exists out there.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm not sure it's cynicism. I think that people are just too complacent, and they don't want to confront. People don't like to confront things anymore. You have to confront the news. And when you listen to CNN, you have to say, wait a minute, is that really true? Do I want to believe all that? And do your own due diligence. But most people are too lazy to do that, frankly. And we're very gullible about what we hear.
People will say headline news is opinion making. In other words, the headline may say something, the story may say something else, and that's about as deep as people go.
Yeah. One of the things that I say in my book is that we have to figure out what the point of view is behind the news. Every story has a point of view, and very often they will hide their opinion in the form of news. They call it news, but hidden in there is a point of view that they're trying to convince us of. That's dangerous.
All right, so you got politicians, you got the media, and you even got the government doing this to us. The government is literally lying to us.
That's right.
And most people think you're just being a conspiratist when you say that, but it's true, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely true. None of this is conspiracy theory. It's all very factual. I have a section in my book that talks about how the government has actually produced segments that they put on the news. And you're watching something, you think it's news, but it actually came from the State Department or whoever produced that piece of news, and the media collaborate with that by putting it on the air.
All right, we're living in a time, and we've watched even within the last several months, Ed, a significant exposure of the Justice Department, a very huge disappointment coming out of the FBI, and the Clintons continue to get away with this stuff. The connection between the foundation and the State Department, and now the other 14,900 emails have come out. There's even dots on that connect it back to Benghazi. And it doesn't seem to stick. Why?
I know. It's absolutely incredible. It seems to me that the government is protecting Hillary. When the head of the FBI came out with this scathing list of verbal indictments and then said, well, we're not going to indict because nobody would want to prosecute this, I couldn't believe it. It's really unbelievable that she's being protected in this way. And it's an insidious thing that's happening. It moves our country in the direction of totalitarianism. There's a campaign against free speech. In fact, I could be arrested if the Democratic Party gets to do what they want to do. I could be arrested for some of the things I say in my book. For example, I'm a denier of global warming, and I have a whole chapter in my book about it. Now, if the Democratic Party gets its way, I could be thrown in jail for saying that.
Well, we got one other thing brewing here, and that is we broadcasters were screaming when the government took control of the internet, and now the president wants to turn it over to the UN. What will that do to us?
It will destroy us completely. because the UN has an agenda that is not our agenda. They have their own political agenda that they're pushing. They want one world government so that they can be in control. It's all political, and it's certainly not in our interest. And why Obama's doing that, your guess is as good as mine.
Ed, what do you want people to get from your book?
I want them to learn the facts about the issues so they can make an intelligent decision when they vote for president. That's what I want.
All right, the book is entitled In Lies We Trust, How Politicians and the Media Are Deceiving the American Public. You can see a picture of there on the screen. By the way, Ed has his own website, Brodow, and that's BRODOW.com. You can go there. Well, keep up the good work, Ed. Boy, I don't know. We need to pray for America between now and November.
Thanks, Perry.
All right, see you soon. We'll be right back.